News.
And we have new information this afternoon about the men accused of murdering a grocery store security guard. Tyrese Adside, Nikita Holmes, and Sherrod Johnson are in custody along with a 16-year-old. Channel 2's Richard Elliott is live at the Forsyth County Jail, where he has just gotten surveillance pictures from earlier crimes linked to the men.
Justin, 3 of the 4 suspects are here. The 4th, as you said, is a juvenile and is at a youth detention center. And I worked the phones all day today trying to get my hands on these surveillance photos. I got them just a little while ago, and deputies tell me it shows this robbing crew in action. These are photos of a violent armed robbery at a Waffle House just a week and a half before the murder and robbery at the Ingles grocery store down the street. And these are photos from a robbery at a Chevron station just a night later. Deputies tell me some of the men caught in these photos are the same ones involved in the murder of security guard David Casto.
As we looked at those, we started being very concerned about the escalation of violence, how they were taking over these locations.
These 3 men are now in custody on murder charges. Ingles employee Sherrod Johnson, Tyrese Adside, and the alleged trigger man Nikita Holmes. Paxton believes Holmes killed Casto with the guard's own gun, then tied up Ingles employee Sherrod Johnson to cover up his involvement. Johnson may not have known about the murder until he actually saw the body. Paxton told me his deputies were trying to catch this robbing crew before they hit again, but they just missed them.
It's a heavy burden on our hearts, too, that we weren't able to catch them before it got to that. And I think every day since it happened about David Casto.
Paxton told me they do have arrest warrants for another member of this robbing crew, but he said a crew member that was not involved in the Ingles murder. Now, here's what we're working on for you right now. We dug into the criminal histories of these 3 men, and what we found might surprise you. As I said, we're working on that right now. We'll bring it to you coming up at 6. We're live in Forsyth County. Richard Elliott, Channel 2 Action News.
Thank you, Richard. Now to the suspect's connection to Gwinnett County. Channel 2's Manuel Bojorquez continues our live Team 2 coverage in Lawrenceville.
Well, Justin, I learned 2 of those men, Nikita Holmes and Tyrese Adside, got out of the Gwinnett County Jail only weeks ago, and it's here at the Gwinnett County Police Department headquarters I was able to obtain the police reports for those incidents, and I learned those men could be connected to other crimes here. The murder investigation led Gwinnett County Police to this home on Lattimore Street in Beaufort and led us to the best friend of Nikita Holmes, the suspected shooter.
It was a shock to me. I mean, I couldn't even sleep last night. When the police came and they raided the house and they told me exactly what was going on, and I was like, wow, Nikita? It just shook me.
Jaleesa Gates told me Holmes was staying here but did not live here. Police say he spent the last 9 months in jail on a burglary charge for kicking down the door of this Beaufort home.
When he's with the wrong crowd, he hasn't do the wrong thing. He's at the wrong place at the wrong time. He's a very respectable guy.
Officers picked up 3 other suspects at the Mall of Georgia, where they were apparently shopping only hours after the shooting, including Tyrese Adside, who also spent time in jail last month when police pulled him over in this Beaufort neighborhood after he apparently lied about his name and carrying a gun. Officers told me they had a small army looking for the men yesterday.
Every step along the way, we had tactical officers involved and embedded with plainclothes officers and uniformed officers.
And now investigators believe the men are tied to 3 Waffle House robberies in Gwinnett.
These investigations that we have underway share a lot of similar characteristics to the investigations in Forsyth County.
And investigators here at headquarters right now are working those cases, comparing evidence found at those crimes to evidence they seized at the homes of those men last night. We're live in Gwinnett County. I'm Manuel Bojorquez, Channel 2 Action News.
And now more details on the 4 suspects. The 3 adults are scheduled to appear before a magistrate tomorrow morning. Investigators are trying to recover evidence linking the group to several crimes. They have recovered cash and a gun. They have not found the murder weapon.
They now have all the members of a violent robbing crew behind bars. It's the same crew, they believe, is involved in the deadly shooting at an Ingles grocery store Sunday night. Channel 2's Richard Elliott live in Forsyth County, where the latest arrest happened just last night. He talked today to one suspect's family. Richard?
Yeah, John, the sheriff told me that different crew members would actually commit different robberies at different times. Now, while this latest arrest did not directly involve the Ingles murder, sheriff says it did involve another very violent crime.
came down this hill, and then they got the suspect right here.
Darla Smith shows me where deputies arrested this teenager, 18-year-old Darren Slayton, right in her own front yard. Slayton lived just a few doors down. She says she almost couldn't believe it.
Very crazy. They went in the house and brought bags out of evidence, and it was a lot of commotion. All the neighbors were out, of course.
Investigators tell me Slayton is one of the people in these security photos shown robbing a Cummings Chevron station. And while Forsyth County Sheriff Ted Paxton told me Slayton wasn't involved in the murder of Ingalls security guard David Casto, he does believe others in these photos were, and that they all belong to the same robbing crew.
We've got them all. This is it. We've identified everybody involved in the gang, and they're all in custody.
No one answered the door when we went to Slayton's house, but later his father spoke with me off camera and told me his son did know the teens charged in the Ingalls murder, but didn't commit the Chevron robbery. All the accused robbing crew members appeared before a magistrate judge Wednesday morning and were ordered held without bond.
A lot of screaming, get down on the ground.
Darla Smith is just shocked all of this ended so close to her home.
It scared me. It scared me a lot to know 2 townhomes down from me that someone like that's living there. So I was just happy that the cops did their job.
Now, we wanted to show you all 4 of these teenagers as they made that first court appearance. However, when one of them told a magistrate judge he didn't want to be on TV, she barred all cameras from the proceedings. We are live in Forsyth County. Richard Elliott, Channel 2 Action News.